Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Can I just say, this is probably my most anticipated unboxing I have done yet. Artoria Pendragon Rider Alter Maid version. This one, her name might be a mouthful, but this figure is a sight to behold. And I mean, a little bit of lore behind this figure. This did begin its life as a garage kit, which is just a kind of like a DIY sculpture. So they develop it at home. It's not backed by any company, and I believe Amakuni got wind of this figure and offered the artist to actually take that prototype, take that design, and make an official licensed figure. And that's the one that we have today. This Artoria is in her final ascension, or I should actually say her third ascension. And in Fate terms, that's kind of like a Pokemon evolution thing. The servants start at a first ascension and go all the way up to a fourth, and they look a little different every ascension. And this one, she pretty much got rid of the maid getup and is more in a, I guess you can call it a girl boss getup. And she has some nice high heels, some nice stockings, and a tiara so that you don't forget that she's royalty. It is definitely a great, great design. And the weapons that she is posed with are actually going to be Excalibur Morgan, pretty much the reverse version of regular Excalibur, as well as Sekasi, which is in Arthurian lore. It's supposed to be her short sword. It's the companion sword to Excalibur. Why it's an anti-tank sniper rifle. The Fate developers like to be cheeky, I guess. Though I'm speaking really highly of this figure, I do have a couple gripes about it. The biggest thing is honestly the fact that her trench coat is as dark as it is, and that makes it a problem because the figure itself has a very pale skin tone. So something called paint transfer happens when you place the dark trench coat on top of her pale skin. When you lift it back up, you will eventually get some black residue that kind of just doesn't come off of the figure once it happens. Now, because it was pre-owned and probably was being displayed with the trench coat on, I did find a little bit of paint transfer on her back and a little bit on her shoulder as well. But it's perfectly fine. But what I did, just to prevent some future paint transfers from happening, is I did, for the upper part of the coat, I did add some painter's tape, just so the skin to coat contact doesn't cause any more damage than it's already happened. But my final nitpick will be the base. The the base is not my favorite part of the figure. It's really just the size. The base is very, very big, and because of how it's designed, it has the clear transparent pegs to hold her weapons in place. The base is mandatory to have if you're displaying her anywhere, but this disc takes up so much shelf space, a lot of shelf space. It's really hard to kind of to have her share a shelf of other figures, so she demands a lot of real estate. And as a collector, that does make it a problem when if you're already like me and you're running out of space for all your scale figures, and you just space, room is at a premium, and the big display base does not make it easier. On top of that, I really don't like when manufacturers just kind of put down the name of the character just blatantly on the base. To me, it kind of makes the character look cheaper, as if you're kind of buying something like along the lines of a pop-up parade or a blind box figure or a trading figure. It just doesn't scream premium to me. It kind of just makes it kind of brings the overall prestige of the figure down. And finally, I do not think the designs around the base really add very much to what's already a pretty not so great base. It just again, it's really down to the fact that it just makes it look cheap, in my opinion. But it doesn't bother me enough to not love this figure, though. The figure in general is fantastic. It was worth pretty much all the money I spent on her. But I know she isn't the cheapest figure either. Like all scale figures, usually if you're looking for her, she can retail for around $200 pre-owned and $250 new. At some sites like AmiAmi, you might be able to find her pre-owned for $150, but just mind that buying her pre-owned in any condition runs the risk of getting a figure with some paint transfer. But AmiAmi's quality control is pretty good, so if there is any paint transfer, it's probably not going to be a ton. That's just the warning I'm giving out for this particular model. And other than that, it's great. I'm very happy with my purchase. Very, very happy with my purchase. So yeah, stay tuned for the rest of the unboxing videos I have coming up. We should be seeing one maybe in the next week or 2 weeks, and it'll be a surprise for what is to come. But thank you so much for joining me on this review. Have a great one. Bye.